His role as a U.S. Senator, his political identity became sharper and more defined. He was no longer just the author of Hillbilly Elegy or the Marine from Ohio. He was now a national lawmaker with real influence, and he used that position to push a clear, often aggressive agenda. One of the central pillars of Vance's ideology is economic nationalism. He strongly opposes outsourcing American jobs to foreign countries. In his view, globalization hollowed out towns like Middletown. Factories closed, communities collapsed, families suffered. Vance argues that both Democrats and Republicans allowed big corporations to chase cheap labor overseas, leaving working-class Americans behind. As a senator, he has supported policies that encourage domestic manufacturing and penalize companies that move jobs abroad. Another major theme in Vance's politics is cultural decline. He frequently speaks about what he sees as the breakdown of family structures, moral values, and community responsibility. He has linked issues like crime, addiction, and poverty not only to economics but also to cultural habits. This has made him a controversial figure. Supporters say he is brave enough to talk about uncomfortable truths. Critics say he blames victims and ignores systemic problems. Vance is also a strong critic of big tech companies. He believes companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter have too much power over public discourse. He has accused them of censorship and political bias. In Senate hearings and interviews, he has argued that tech giants manipulate information and silence conservative voices. For Vance, this is not just a free speech issue, but a democracy issue. On immigration, J.D. Vance takes a hard-line stance. He supports strict border control and stronger enforcement of immigration laws. He has argued that mass illegal immigration hurts American workers by driving down wages and straining public services. He frames immigration as both an economic and cultural issue, saying uncontrolled borders weaken national unity. Foreign policy is another area where Vance stands out. Unlike traditional Republicans, he is often skeptical of U.S. military involvement overseas. He has questioned large foreign aid packages and endless wars. Vance believes America should focus more on problems at home instead of acting as the world's police. This America First approach aligns closely with Donald Trump's worldview and has earned him praise from isolationist conservatives. However, this stance has also drawn heavy criticism, especially during global crises. Some accuse him of being indifferent to allies and human rights. Vance responds by saying that endless intervention has cost American lives and trillions of dollars with little benefit. As his national profile grew, so did the controversies. One of the biggest criticisms against J.D. Vance is his political transformation. Early in his public life, he was openly critical of Donald Trump. He once compared Trump to dangerous historical figures and questioned his fitness for office. Later, he became one of Trump's strongest defenders. Opponents call this hypocrisy. Supporters say he evolved after understanding Trump's appeal to working-class voters. Vance himself has admitted he was wrong about Trump and says his views changed after listening to the people he grew up with. Another controversy surrounds his comments on family and social issues in the past. Vance has made strong statements about single-parent households, divorce, and child-rearing. He has argued that stable families are essential for social health. Critics say his views are judgmental and outdated. Supporters say he is simply telling hard truths that politicians avoid. He has also faced backlash for his comments on women, abortion, and sexual assault in the past. Some of his earlier remarks resurfaced during his Senate campaign, creating media storms. Vance later clarified his positions and attempted to soften his tone, but the damage for some critics was already done. Despite all this, J.D. Vance remains deeply popular among a specific group of voters: working-class conservatives, rural communities, and cultural traditionalists. To them, he is authentic. He speaks their language. He understands their anger. He comes from their world. His personal story plays a huge role in this connection. When Vance talks about addiction, he is not speaking academically. He watched his mother struggle. When he talks about broken families, he lived it. When he talks about job loss, he saw his town collapse. This lived experience gives his words weight, even when people disagree with him. At the same time, critics argue that Vance now lives in elite circles, associates with billionaires, and benefits from the system he attacks. This contradiction fuels ongoing debates about his sincerity. Inside the Senate, Vance has aligned himself with the more populist wing of the Republican Party. He often clashes with establishment Republicans. He pushes for more aggressive action against corporate power. He supports labor in some cases, which is unusual for a conservative. This blend of right-wing cultural politics and economic populism makes him a unique figure. His relationship with Donald Trump continues to be important. Trump's endorsement was key to his election, and many see Vance as one of Trump's ideological heirs. Some political analysts even describe him as a bridge between Trump's movement and the next generation of conservative leadership. Because of this, his name is frequently mentioned in discussions about the future of the Republican Party. Some see him as a future presidential candidate. Others imagine him as a vice presidential pick. While Vance himself has not officially declared such ambitions, his actions suggest he is thinking long-term. Beyond politics, Vance continues to shape public debate through speeches, interviews, and social media. He is direct, often blunt, and rarely apologetic. This style resonates with supporters and angers opponents. He doesn't try to be neutral. He chooses sides. In many ways, J.D. Vance is a symbol of a deeper American struggle. A struggle between old institutions and new anger, between elite power and working-class frustration, between globalism and nationalism. He did not rise quietly. He did not rise smoothly. His rise is messy, emotional, and polarizing, but it is undeniably powerful. And the most important part is this: J.D. Vance is still at the beginning of his political journey. He is young for political standards. He has time. He has momentum. He has attention. Whether he becomes a major national leader or a controversial footnote will depend on how he navigates the coming years. What is certain is that the story of J.D. Vance is no longer just a biography. It is a chapter in the story of modern America.